So today, my friends, and today, Sofia, why don't we talk about, as a follow-up from our previous episode on telling your artist story as an emerging artist, let's talk about today how to tell your story as a mid-career artist. So welcome back, everybody. Super happy to have you here. Good to see you, Sofia. Thank you for stopping by once again. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me again. I'm good, thanks.
Well, I have to say that in last episode, we talked about how to tell your story as an emerging artist. We received a lot of comments from our friends. It was really awesome. So I think they enjoy our conversation. Have you tried some of those things yourself?
Yes, I tried it. I just opened up my page, so I was like, yes.
Super. Awesome. So we have talked about the importance of telling your artist story, and then we talk about how to do it as an emerging artist. So let's focus today on how to do it as a mid-career artist, and then the next episode will be how to do it as an established artist. So it's a whole series that we're doing here on this topic. So I thought it was a really good topic. A lot of our friends have been, asking for it and giving us also some really good comments and questions to also bring back to everybody. So as a mid-career artist, you can apply everything that we talked about in the previous episode, which, by the way, you can go and check it out if you haven't seen it.
Yes, guys, do. It's a super cool episode, and I'm there.
Super good. And so it's all about, we talk about the origin story. We talk about, making posts related to your values, to your influences. So all those can still apply as a mid-career artist. And something that you can do now more, for example, as an artist that now has more experience, and maybe let me actually define what a mid-career artist would be in my case, right? So for context of what we're talking about. So we said an emerging artist doesn't matter the age, it's anyone who is just starting their career. You could be 20 or you could be 50 or 70. If you're starting your career, you're an emerging artist. Mid-career artist, in my book, in my opinion, is an artist who has already been out in the world, has had some shows, has participated in exhibitions, has done some work that already understands, how this whole thing works, right? You're not a newbie anymore. You kind of have put your feet in the water. You kind of have felt it. You have had your highs, you have had your lows, and you are at that stage where what's next, right? So that's what I would consider a mid-career artist. So in that case, if that's you, when you're posting in social media, when you're trying to think about what can I say today, which is kind of like the typical question everybody has, things that you can do is now you can go back and think about, for example, some of those experiences that you had. Think about the highs that you had so far in your art career. Pick one of them. That could be a post that you can do tomorrow or today. Think about maybe a show, your first exhibition that you had, or your first experience working with a curator or with a collector. Select one of your pieces and then post it and talk about that experience. So now, because you're a mid-career artist, you have been around for a while, you have that experience in which you can pull back and then now use it as you speak to your audience. Another thing that you can do also, you're a mid-career artist, is think about not only, those conversations that you have with other people, but also in, the highs that you had, but also the lows. In our career, we all experience highs and lows. I have made posts, for example, in my Instagram, in my Facebook, and social media, in which I talk about, how something didn't go as planned, right? Something, maybe a piece that I was working in the studio that was a total disaster.
Yes.
Didn't work out. And
it's happened to everyone. Yeah.
It happens to everyone.
I'm smiling,
right?
guys.
So, as an emerging artist, it happens all the way through. Even if you are a very established artist, you always have works that don't make the cut, right? For example, that are not exactly what you wanted. So that's a perfect post. You can talk about that experience. I often talk about how a failure turned out then later. It taught me something that now kind of was followed by a success, right, in the studio or in any other thing related to my art career. So again, think about all the experiences that you had up to this point as an artist, and think about how you can pick one and then put it in your social media as a post. And then that's a way to tell your story. Sometimes when we think about telling our story, we think that it has to be from the beginning to the end, right? A story, doesn't always have to be that way. When you are sharing that in your social media, you are only selecting pieces of your story, little snippets, that if you were to look at the entire history of your posting, then you will see the whole story. But right now, it's every little piece is something that is worth for you sharing. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's this idea of as a mid-career artist, now you have this vast experience that you have gathered and the journey that you are in right now that you can bring in to your audience as you post in social media. So what do you think of that, Sofia? Is that good?
Thank you so much. I mean, I'm going to save this video for whenever I'm not an emerging artist anymore.
Exactly, you'll save it, right?
Yes.
Episode number 300 and I think 30 something.
Yes.
A lot of threes on this one.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, my friends, for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please do us a big favor and click share, or also make sure that you forward this to another friend that may need this particular episode right now. And if you need help with your art career, you know where to find me, theartistnextlevel.com. We'll see you there. Sofia, I think it's time to go.
Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming. Bye. Show is over.